We welcome you to Kissimmee, Florida, as tonight it's an Eastern Conference matchup rounding out Match Week 17 around MLS Next Pro. It's the second clash of the regular season between Orlando City B and Carolina Core FC. Hi everybody, Justin Galanti, our entire outstanding crew. So glad to be with you on this Sunday night. Both these sides coming in relatively strong form. Carolina Core has gotten results in back-to-back matches, a win at Chattanooga, and earned 2 of 3 points at Huntsville last time out. And on the other side, Orlando City B has 3 consecutive 2-2 ties. So 3 consecutive results for OCB. And you see where these two sides sit in the Eastern Conference table. OCB is 10th right now, but very close to moving into a playoff spot. A good result tonight, and they certainly could finish the match week in a playoff position. And you see they've only played 14 games so far. Carolina's been playing better lately, sitting on 13 points at the moment, and hoping to move up the table in the second half of this regular season. Let's take a look at the starting 11s tonight. We'll start with Manuel Goldberg's Orlando City B. It is Juan Carlos Mercado starting in goal. For the 6th time this season, Taifi, Williams, Kiminguchi, and Freeman the back 4. Almaguer and Guski the midfielders with Valencia, Muhammad, and Solis. And the always dangerous Wilfredo Rivera is up top for OCB. Carolina Core, led by Roy Lassiter, first year of existence for this independent club that joined MLS Next Pro this season. Joshua Rodriguez up top, one to watch out for. He's scored goals in 3 matches in a row. Facundo Canete has a goal or an assist in each of his last 6 matches. And it's Alex Sutton starting in goal for the 12th time this season for Carolina Core FC. Again, in its first year in MLS Next Pro. Home side, OCB wears the all-purple this evening. It's the white road kits for Carolina Core. Our head referee tonight is Elton Garcia, assisted by Juan Pablo Casas, John Ocampo, and the 4th official is Sariani Vasquez. As you might expect, it's summer in Florida. It is warm, but you can see at the top of your screen the American flag whipping. So the wind providing a nice cooling breeze tonight as we get set to get underway in the second match of this regular season between Carolina Core and Orlando City B. Roy Lassiter, the head coach for Carolina, expected to see nothing short of a flat-out battle here tonight. So it should be a good one. Glad you're along for the ride here on MLSNextPro.com. And we await the whistle here of Elton Garcia to begin the proceedings this evening. And away we go from Kissimmee. OCB again has tied 3 consecutive matches by final scores of 2-2, won 2 of the 3 shootouts in that stretch. So they have picked up 5 points over the last 3 matches, sitting on 21 points this season with a 4-4-6 record. Carolina Core on the ball here. Canete, always dangerous, sends it to the top of the area, but it's cleared away. And comes to Yailer Valencia, the 20-year-old from Colombia. Valencia tried to make his move through the middle of the pitch, and OCB able to control it once again. Thomas Williams on the ball now. Carolina had a 1-1 tie in its last match against Huntsville. That was a match they were really controlling for the most part, and then Huntsville was able to score against the run of play in the 78th minute. But Roy Lassiter was so impressed with his guys not hanging their heads, continuing to play, and it only took them about 7 minutes to find an equalizing goal, and then they won the shootout to earn the extra point on the road. Being on the road has obviously been a huge story of Carolina Core's season so far, including tonight, their 14th match. They've only played at home twice. But after this, they will almost exclusively be at home the rest of the season. Wilfredo Rivera's shot is soft and wide of Alex Sutton, and a goal kick coming for the 24-year-old keeper. 12th start of the season in goal for Sutton. Joined Carolina Core after signing from the Maryland Bobcats of the National Independent Soccer Association. Played his college soccer at Lafayette in the Patriot League. Taifi will take this throw for OCB. Making his 5th start, 12th appearance of the season for Manuel Goldberg, who's in his first year as the head coach of this OCB side. Spent the last couple of years as an assistant for Martin Perelman, who was promoted in the offseason to an assistant on the first-team staff. This is Almaguer, who's the captain tonight for OCB. And it comes back to Thomas Williams. Juan Carlos Mercado, 24-year-old, makes his 6th start as the goalkeeper for OCB this season. Previously played with San Antonio in the USL Championship, and he also came through the collegiate ranks, played at the University of the Incarnate Word in Texas. Throw coming here for Carolina Core and Carlos Mario Diaz. One of a number of players that came with Roy Lassiter from the Houston Dynamo Academy to join Carolina Core in its inaugural season. In fact, 7 players that Carolina have used this season came from the Dynamo organization. And it's also a team that has a bunch of guys that had played in MLS Next Pro prior to this year. 9 players that have been used by Carolina so far in 2024 played in MLS Next Pro either last year or the year before or both years. Abilai Kibenguchi played it back to Mercado. And the battle won there by Carolina. Good work on the ball. Canete takes over. Again, a goal contribution in 6 matches in a row for Canete. 3 goals, 5 assists, and 12 starts on the season coming into tonight. This is Santiago Cambindo. And now Angel Aguas. Roy Lassiter has talked multiple times about wanting to put together back-to-back good performances. His team has done that with the Huntsville 2-point performance after a win at Chattanooga. And now it's time to get greedy and make it 3 in a row. This is Evans firing and a stop made. Mercado just got a hand on it. Good build-up there for Carolina. It earns him a corner. And Mercado has his first save of the match. Evans works so well with Alenga Charles in the midfield. And he got a good strike on this one. But Mercado makes the stop. Now it's time for the first corner of the night. Evans will take it. Played 51 matches over the last 2 years with Houston Dynamo 2. 3 goals with 3 assists so far this year. This is his 14th appearance and start. Evans' ball is low. First touch comes up in the air, and Mercado did not lay a fingertip on it. So a goal kick coming. First match of the season between these two was a month ago on June 7th. It was a 2-2 tie where Fabian Loyola for OCB scored the equalizing goal 5 minutes into stoppage time. And then the shootout went the way of Orlando 6-5. So 2 points that night on this same pitch for Orlando City. Carolina Core looking to return the favor. Second of what will be 3 meetings this season between these two sides. Carolina will host the third and final on August the 3rd. Here is Canete for Diaz now. And this is last touch by Valencia, so it will be a Carolina throw. interesting how symmetrical the records are for Orlando City so far this season. 2-2-3 at home, 2-2-3 on the road. And their 6 ties, they're 3-3 in the shootouts. And overall, it's a 4-4-6 record, sitting on 21 points at the moment. Another takeaway for Carolina, trying to find Canete, but running out to grab it was Mercado. He leads one back the other way. Valencia ran it down. Valencia with the cut in the shot, and not much on it, so Sutton has an easy stop. Good up and down action here early in the first half. Each keeper already with a save. Ibrahim Covey. Another talking point for Roy Lassiter this week is that his guys are starting to have the belief that they're good individually, good as a team, wants them to continue to play with that confidence as the standard has been set for how well they can play, the kind of results they can get, and now it's about meeting that standard on a week-in, week-out basis. 8 minutes gone in our first half. Santiago Cambindo gets it back now. Cambindo, a 21-year-old, also from the Houston Academy. This one sent all the way down. And Williams had the first touch to it, and then Taifi the second. And it results in a Carolina throw. Another look at that last chance for OCB. Straight off the ball from Mercado. Valencia able to run it down. A good move to the middle. Didn't quite get much on this shot, or at least as much as he would have hoped. Canete switches the field. Settled down now to Jacob Evans. Shots are 2-2 in the early going. 1-1 on target. Kiminguchi was able to clear that. Still Carolina with possession, though. Cross comes into the box all the way through. Taifi did put a touch to it. Had to, but does concede a corner. Second of the first half coming for CCFC. 5 matches going on tonight around MLS Next Pro. 4 of them in the Eastern Conference. And we will keep you up to date on what's going on around the league. Jacob Evans on a corner here. Higher ball this time. Swings all the way to the top of the box. Comes down to Alenga Charles. Charles, a player that's signed with CCFC from an open tryout. And Roy Lassiter said he's made himself into somebody the team absolutely needs. As Mercado makes a fairly simple stop on Canete. Roy Lassiter said Canete and Charles are the two that he really feels like have the goods to be first-team MLS players sooner rather than later. He said, I'm expecting some calls soon on Facundo Canete. John Solis. A long run for Taifi. Couldn't quite get to it. A throw for Carolina deep in its own end. Fans, this portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Orlando Health. Choose well. Nearly 11 minutes gone by here at Osceola Heritage Park in Kissimmee. Beautiful night for the second meeting of the regular season between Carolina and Orlando City B. Solis comes down with it. Flicked up top. Cross to the middle, and it's loose in front. Sutton got a touch to it. And then Rivera had it roll up his leg and over the end line, so a goal kick coming. Another good build-up there. Shakur Muhammad, a dangerous goal scorer, was 6 this season, was looming. And somehow, Carolina able to keep this ball out of the net. It's a goal kick for Sutton. This is Aguas. Pretty open action on both sides. Both these teams are in the top half of the league in fewest goals conceded. In fact, OCB's in the top 10. But both teams have had good chances to score early in this match. That one for Shakur Muhammad, the number 2 overall pick in the 2023 MLS Super Draft out of Duke, who's really coming into his own this season as a professional. Thomas Williams now. When you ask Manuel Goldberg about Muhammad, he really said, last year he was good for us, but this year he's really making himself a threat every single time he's on the pitch. Colin Guski comes back to him, just named an All-Star for MLS Next. The MLS Next All-Star game will be taking place in Columbus in just a couple of weeks, so a big honor for him. 17-year-old from the Orlando City Academy. Yair Valencia once again. Taken down in the box, and a foul on Valencia, as he had as much to do with Aguas going down as Aguas had to do with him hitting the pitch. As we said, 3 other Eastern Conference matches tonight. Columbus and Toronto are scoreless in the second half, and then New York Red Bull, Atlanta, Cincinnati, New York City started at the same time we did. No score in either of those matches. And the one Western Conference match, which will be at 10 Eastern tonight, features Tacoma and Sporting Kansas City. Joshua Rodriguez runs onto it. Rodriguez wins another corner. 3 consecutive matches with a goal for Rodriguez. And Roy Lassiter said, I'm not letting him be complacent. Wants him to keep raising his expectations for himself. You get 1 goal, great, go get 2. You get 2, great, show me a hat trick. Thinks he has the potential to be a really big-time goal scorer. Canete will take this corner after Evans took the first 2 for Carolina tonight. Canete, a mile-high moon ball. A whistle prior to any action on it. This Carolina group did get off to a bit of a slow start to the season, but to be expected with a brand new club. None of the players had ever played together other than some preseason practice. And with all the road matches, a really difficult stretch, but they've turned it around these last couple weeks. Roy Lassiter said our season started 2 weeks ago. Forget about the rest of it, we go from here. And still plenty of time left. If they continue to play the way they did last weekend in Huntsville, 2 weekends ago in Chattanooga, don't be surprised if Carolina rockets up the Eastern Conference table. Here's Aguas again. Ahead for Diaz. Couldn't connect with Canete. Taifi stepped on to it. Shakur Muhammad. And a foul here against Rodriguez. The 19-year-old was playing on the club level in Arizona. And just took a free kick right in the back there, but seems to be okay. Good work by John Solis there. Solis in his second season with OCB, started 28 matches last year. This is 15th start of this season. Almaguer for Taifi. Cross comes through and cleared away from trouble. This Orlando City group finished 5th in the Eastern Conference last year. Lost to Columbus in the Eastern Conference quarterfinal. A 2-1 final on the road. And in 2022, missed the postseason, finished 9th in the East. Here is Carlos Mario Diaz. Cambindo now. Covey for Kai Thomas. Started his career in the Cincinnati organization, did Thomas. Here's Canete again. Evans was calling for it. Now ahead for Jathan Juarez. To the middle, Diaz. And a flag is up. He was offside. Rodriguez and looks like Thomas Williams will get a talking to from Elton Garcia here. And they both seem to understand the message. A 4-3 shots edge for OCB so far. Each goalkeeper has made 2 saves. None of them of the spectacular variety, but obviously both had to be made. This is Almaguer. And a foul here against OCB as Valencia tripped up Carlos Mario Diaz, the 19-year-old. And he stays with the theme that we've mentioned a few times. Signed out of the Houston Academy. "19 minutes into the proceedings tonight. Both sides searching for an opening goal. Abraham Covey. Hear Roy Lassiter from the sideline saying, move the ball. Talks a lot about playing to their system, imposing themselves on their opponent. Says when they do that, when we play to our principles, we're really good. Roy Lassiter, coach, of course, a 3-time MLS All-Star, 34 career appearances with the U.S. men's national team. And he's taken on this Carolina core group and is really enjoying it day in, day out. Here's Canete. Now Diaz. And he'll lay it off for Aguas. Carolina has certainly had the edge in possession through the first 20-plus minutes tonight. Evans was able to keep this in. Jacob Evans for Canete. Jathan Juarez, Canete once again. Canete rips one too tall. Another strong build-up though. Good bit of work from Carolina. The 5th shot of the match is from Canete and misses just high. Had a goal and an assist, Canete did, in the June 7th tie against OCB. It's kind of interesting, the Carolina schedule, in that this is the 2nd consecutive opponent that they're playing for the 2nd time in a span of 4 weeks. They had played Huntsville about a month earlier before playing them last weekend, and then it was a month ago exactly when they met Orlando City for the first time this year. Thomas Williams lays it back for Mercado. Guski. Again, it's Mercado. Javi Otero, the other goalkeeper that has seen time this season for OCB. 9 starts for Otero, 2 clean sheets for him. And Mercado making his 6th start here tonight. Here's Shakur Muhammad. It's been an interesting stretch for OCB. Kind of a lot of rest for them. They had a match that was postponed because of weather issues a couple weeks ago that will be made up later in the season. But they played on the 13th, then not till the 26th of June, and this is their first match since then. So it was a stretch of 1 match between June 13th and today. Foul here against Taifi that he didn't agree with. There will be a free kick for Carolina. That first match between these two, Carolina led 2-0 after 16 minutes. So certainly a different story so far tonight. Still looking for the opening goal with 23 minutes gone. Evans trying to connect with Juarez or Rodriguez, who ended up getting tied up with Kibinguchi. No malintent there, and they each help each other back to their feet. Kibinguchi in his 3rd season in MLS Next Pro, 2nd with OCB after playing in 2022, I should say, with Minnesota. Wilfredo Rivera. Good run through the middle of the field here. Alexander Freeman for Rivera once again. Shaq Muhammad had his hand up in the middle, was asking for it. So Lease on the ball here for OCB. Now Shaq Muhammad out wide to Valencia. Taifi has to recover for this one. A couple of goals to tell you about around the league. Toronto a 1-0 advantage now over Columbus. New York Red Bull 1-0 over Atlanta in the first half. Still scoreless between Cincinnati and New York City. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Inter & Co., your next financial super app, an official financial institution of Orlando City. 25 minutes elapsed here at Osceola Heritage Park in Kissimmee. Justin Galanti, the whole crew, happy you're spending some of your Sunday night here with us in Florida. Valencia, good work to win the ball back there. Now it's John Solis. Alenga Charles at least held up play for a moment there. But OCB remain on the ball. Now the ever dangerous Shaq Muhammad, team leading 6 goals this season. Here's Taifi. Guski ahead. This is Solis. Tries to flick one along. Valencia, a lot of contact there and a foul. And this will be our first booking of the night. A yellow is shown to Aguas. And a free kick from a dangerous area upcoming for OCB. It's a lovely little flick over the top from John Solis there, and Valencia was taken down hard. Each team has only committed 3 fouls tonight. That one was clear, and Valencia still down. It looks like the training staff will have to come on the field.
In the 27th minute.
See, it's that leg for Aguas that they're working on, and you hope he's all right. Or I should say, Valencia. Playing on loan from his club in Colombia. And the 20-year-old has scored twice this season, both in a May 26th match against Huntsville, which was Orlando City's best performance of the season, a 5-0 win. Good to see him back to his feet. Valencia will, of course, have to come off here for a moment. Or, excuse me, he'll stay on. So it's Solis on the left side. And walking away from it is Almaguer, so Solis will take this free kick. John Solis, and that was a bit over hit, and it will be a goal kick for Sutton. By the way, in that match last week that Carolina Core went to the shootout in against Huntsville, Alex Sutton not only made a couple saves in the shootout, he also scored. He took the first penalty for Carolina, so he was the real hero of earning the second point for CCFC in that match. Here's Aguas. A little behind Canete. Solis trying to connect with Rivera, and Sutton comes out for it. 5 shots aside, nearly a half hour in. Another foul against Taifi. Kind of a veteran play there by Diaz. Looked like he slowed down a bit and allowed the foul to occur. So a hydration break now. Coming up on the half-hour mark, obviously a warm night, so Elton Garcia sends the teams to the sideline. About 2/3 of the way through this first half.
Due to the high temperature of tonight's match,
Just to reset things for you, Carolina coming into 7-4 this year, sitting on 13 points, which is tied for 13th in the Eastern Conference. Still awaiting that long stretch of home matches that they will have starting next weekend against Crown Legacy. They won't leave home again until August 16th when they play Cincinnati. And Orlando City B right in the playoff chase at the moment, a 4-4-6 record, sitting on 21 points. They entered the match week in a tie for 9th in the Eastern Conference, now 10th after the results that have already happened around the league, but a chance to jump right back above the playoff line with a good result tonight. We mentioned the goals that were scored in Columbus and New York. Quick equalizers in those matches. So Columbus and Toronto now level 1-1 in the 71st minute. And New York Red Bull and Atlanta level 1-1 late in the first half. And New York City has just broken the ice against Cincinnati. A 1-0 lead for NYCFC 2. Here we still search for the first goal of the night. 5 shots for each side, 2 shots on target for both as well. Players coming back on here after the hydro break. Alex Sutton on Carlos Mercado, each with a pair of saves so far. So Aguas will restart things here for CCFC as we are now across 33 minutes. Evans ahead with it. Plays it to the middle. Rodriguez trying to connect with Canete. Didn't get to him. Bit of an underhit ball. This is Almaguer, the captain. Started his career in the FC Dallas Academy, but now in his second season with OCB and has started all 43 matches he's played, including tonight. Good pressure here from CCFC. Orlando City has handled it well for the most part tonight. Look at Rodriguez putting pressure on the keeper. Rodriguez. And he's able to win a throw here for Carolina. That was outstanding work from Joshua Rodriguez. Perhaps OCB a bit lackadaisical with the ball. And Rodriguez earns a throw for his side. Fredo Rivera gets a quick comment from Elton Garcia. Canete just over Evans. Now Freeman takes over. A giveaway. Rodriguez looking to make something happen now. Jathan Juarez. Juarez also played a lot for Houston Dynamo Dos each of the last 2 seasons. Came with Roy Lassiter to Carolina. Fans, this portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Walt Disney World, the most magical place on earth. There's Jathan Juarez for Carolina Core. Cambindo. Canete searching for an outlet, finds Juarez. And now it's Evans. Ibrahim Covey and Aguas. They played all the way back for Sutton. Sutton nearly a misplay there as Rivera was bearing down on him. But for Sutton, luckily got it away. Foul here against Shakur Muhammad. The OCB sideline not happy as Carolina Core look to play quickly. Canete drops it off for Evans. Jacob Evans to the middle, trying to find Canete, but it was intercepted by Kibanguchi and cleared. Well done there by Nabile Kibanguchi. John Solis. And Kibanguchi now tripped up by Ibrahim Covey. It's now 5 fouls committed by OCB tonight. And 3 for Carolina Core. Manuel Goldberg having a conversation with Elton Garcia from the sideline. So a free kick here for Orlando City. 37 minutes gone now. Almaguer to take this. This is Freeman. Cross comes over the head of everybody, and it comes down for Aguas to handle. Valencia back on the ball here for OCB. Valencia turns the corner and wins a corner. Good work from Valencia. And a corner coming for OCB. Almaguer sets it down. A little bit of physicality in front of the goal as we try and get set up here for this corner. Valencia and Covey had their arms wrapped around each other, and finally Elton Garcia has to put a stop to this. And now Sutton has something to say to Valencia. Again, not many fouls tonight, only 1 card so far, but looks like Sutton might actually be telling Covey, his teammate, to take a deep breath. It's been more talk than anything else this evening, but the level of it is starting to ratchet up. So here it comes. And cleared off the line. There'll be another corner here for OCB, as Aguas was the one who got his head to it. Once again, Almaguer. And quickly a foul against Orlando City. So not much out of those 2 corners for the home side. OCB 2-2-3 here at Osceola Heritage Park this season. This is their 4th consecutive match at home, and the next one will be as well against Inter Miami 2 next weekend. And then they will hit the road for 3 in a row, including a match at Carolina. Here's Josh Rodriguez. Not quite on the same page there with Diaz. There's Valencia running under a long one more time. Speed on the wings was something that concerned Roy Lassiter coming into tonight for Carolina. The speed that OCB possesses up and down the roster. He said, I'll tell you what, they've got some horses. He said it was going to be an all-out battle tonight. OCB a total handful to deal with. And so far we have a level match with almost 41 minutes gone. Williams for Taifi. Valencia, a bit too far for him. Sutton settles it. Shots remain 5-5. Goal scoring has been very balanced for Carolina this season. 3 different players Rodriguez, Evans, and Canete all tied for the team lead with 3 goals each this year. Meanwhile, Canete leads the team with 5 assists by himself, so he leads with 8 goal contributions so far in 2024. The inaugural season for Carolina Core, not just in MLS Next Pro, but as an organization. Yellow shown here to Kai Thomas. Or actually, I believe Juarez there for, no, it is Thomas, excuse me. So Thomas shown the yellow for Carolina. Just to finish the point, it is an important distinction to make between the 2 independent teams that joined the league this year. Chattanooga had been in existence in several different leagues for over a decade prior to joining MLS Next Pro. This is Carolina Core's first year of existence anywhere. Almaguer, bounding ball into the area, cleared away. Canete sent it out for Rodriguez. Joshua Rodriguez trying to connect here with Diaz. Laid back for Evans as time runs somewhat short here in the first half. Cambindo, they successfully switched the field. Juarez forward. Still Juarez. Now Kai Thomas once again. Evans hits Canete, and he is tripped up. No whistle for the moment. Alenga Charles comes into the area. Juarez spins back with it. Juarez sends it into the middle. OCB got the first touch on it, and now Shaq Muhammad has possession clearly. Well handled defensively there by OCB. Muhammad sending Valencia on the run, but Aguas got there first and was able to control it and clear. OCB can be so dangerous in transition against the run of play. They just send balls down there for Valencia that he can go run for. And he scored a couple goals that way in the Huntsville match a couple weeks ago. Canete whistles this one high. So Canete having an opportunity there, but instead it will be a goal kick for Mercado. It'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. Still looking for that first goal of the night. Mercado trying to connect with Taifi. It was a bit far for him though. Players go down in the middle. The foul's against Carolina. Valencia's ended up down a couple times tonight. Aguas was the one who tripped him up that time. Here's Almaguer. And Taifi on it. Zachariah Taifi, 18 years old. Tonight making his 35th career appearance with Orlando City B. Here's Freeman. Alexander Freeman against Juarez. Stops with it, cuts back to the middle, and a well-defended effort there by 39, or 29, I should say, Cambindo for Carolina Core. And now a foul against OCB. It's now 7 fouls against Orlando City, 6 against Carolina in the first half. 2 yellows against Carolina, none yet on Orlando City. Taifi is knocked down by Diaz. Nearly 2 minutes into stoppage time here. Almaguer for Taifi. And Alenga Charles able to step forward, couldn't control the ball though. Almaguer to the near side for Valencia. Overlapping run from Solis. John Solis. Working against Aguas. Solis a lot of footwork, gives it off to Valencia now. Into the box, Taifi had it poked away for a moment. Taifi gets the ball back. Cross comes on, cleared away by Evans. Perhaps down to the final 20-plus seconds of this first half. OCB continuing to pressure, though. Valencia found some space. Crosses it on. It's loose in front, and it's put in! Shaq Muhammad with a stoppage time goal late in the first half. 1-0, OCB. Shaq Muhammad scores his team-leading 7th goal this season. Might have been the easiest one he scored this year. Sutton couldn't quite corral it. Give credit to Freeman for putting a touch on that ball before it got into the keeper. And it fell right to Shaq Muhammad, who scores for the 7th time this season for OCB. Strong, obviously, finish to the first half. And there is not quite yet the halftime whistle. But there is your first goal tonight. And a big one for Orlando City. And there is the halftime whistle. So the late goal from Muhammad gives OCB the good feelings going into the break. 1-0, OCB on top of Carolina Core. Coming up, Michelle Montaigne will introduce us to a pair of Philly Union 2 players. That is coming up next.
Orlando City V1, Carolina Core FC 0.
Messi! Contact and a shot goal! Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Fuerza. Al derecho. Servicio. It's saved by Carlos Coronel. Con autoridad el centro. Con la izquierda en las afueras del área. Le pega. Golazo. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Dale pues, mamá ya, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, pon la mano en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
Halftime here in Kissimmee. 1-0 is the advantage for OCB over Carolina Core on Shaq Muhammad's stoppage time goal, his 7th of the season. Well, Michelle Montaigne recently got to meet a pair of players with Philadelphia Union 2. Let's learn a little bit more about CJ Olney and David Vasquez.
What's up, guys? Today we're sitting down with CJ Olney out of Philadelphia Union 2. CJ, thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, now as a professional playing in MLS Next Pro, what did it feel like to play in your first pro match?
It was really cool, especially that I got to start in my first pro match, my first real pro match of the season, and I scored as well. So it was a really cool feeling. It was definitely different. It was way more physical, way faster, but I loved the challenge. It was great to get out there and have a good performance, even though we lost, but getting the first game out of the way, getting all the nerves out was really cool.
All right, you mentioned a couple of firsts there. You also signed your first MLS Next Pro official contract. What are the emotions that came with the signing?
Yeah, it was a dream come true. I mean, ever since I was 2-3 years old, I've always loved soccer. It was always my goal to become a professional, looking up to the big guys. And it was just a really cool moment for me. It was a full circle moment for me and my family and all my friends. It was awesome.
You're one of the young stars, the one young up-and-coming names as part of this Philadelphia Union pipeline. What do you think makes you guys so successful from really bottom to top?
I think just our team chemistry, we all go to school together, we all hang out outside of the field together. It's just the vibe and the environment and the team. We're always together, even if we're not all trained together, some are with the 17, some with the first team, whatever the case may be. Just our team chemistry and how we'll always fight for each other no matter what. I think that's what makes our group so special.
I just talked with your head coach, and he kind of mentioned the same thing, the amount of time that you guys spend together. Why do you like being kind of in that environment?
It feels like a family, like moving away from my actual home to come here. It feels like a home away from home, living in the residency house with 11 other boys, to go into school with all my teammates. It just feels much less of a team environment, more of like a family and more connected on and off the field, which makes it so much better.
Because I'm sure there are many memories from living in that environment. What are maybe one or two of your favorite from your time here with the club?
One or two from residency or from the school and like everyone?
You can choose.
Residency? There's too many to pick from, but just the nights when we all go into the basement together and we're all hanging out playing FIFA, playing Call of Duty and all that stuff, and just competing, playing games, having fun, just everyone together. It's really fun. Playing two-touch outside almost every night, a lot of fun. And then obviously all the away games, going out with all your friends, going on walks, playing cards, cornhole, whatever it is at the hotel. It's just a lot of fun being able to bond with the team.
All right, now CJ, last one. I know you're still, building up the legacy, if you will, building up the career, but as you think about your future and what you hope to achieve, what is kind of the North Star for CJ Olney?
Obviously, you want to play in the biggest games possible, play in the World Cup, Champions League, all that stuff. Yeah, I'd say that's my biggest goal, is to make it to the highest level possible and just continue to grow as a person and as a player at any level.
Well, we love watching it happen. So thank you so much, CJ. We appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're joining you today from the city of brotherly love. We have two guys who love each other like brothers. Now we're sitting down with David Vasquez. David, thank you for the time.
Thank you for having me.
The feeling of playing in your first MLS Next Pro match, how was it?
I mean, just, you know, it was kind of unexpected for me. We played this one team. It was just kind of, they just told me, oh, we're going to throw you on the flight. And, you know, if you play, you play. If not, then, you know, you could just go. So when they told me to warm up, it was just kind of, my emotions kind of rised. And when they told me, oh, you're going to come in, I was really stoked. And, you know, their fan base was incredible. Once I got in, they were chirping at me. But, you know, I loved it, and I thought I had a great performance. Although we lost, it was good to go out there and, you know, make the debut for the second team. Being
a homegrown player, getting to sign a homegrown contract, what are the emotions that came along with that milestone?
Well, I mean, it was a process from the academy and all that. You know, the emotions were high, especially when I got the homegrown. But now that I have it, you know, it's a job now, and, you know, I'm trying to work my way up, you know, first to get on that roster spot and hopefully get my debut as time goes by. So just kind of working towards that.
Your coach, when I talked to him, you were another name that he pointed out as one of the young up-and-comers who's making an impact for the club. How do you stand out when you have a club that's so full of young, rich talent?
Well, just honestly, just knowing how to play with the people around you. A lot of the guys, you know, we played with them in the academy, so, you know, like CJ said, we have that bond and that chemistry with them on the field. So just kind of, for me, just kind of playing free, playing my game, and just, you know, working with our young guys and, you know, our team around us, and just, you know, just playing our game. I mean, everyone's gonna work for us. Everyone's gonna, you know, put in 100%. So if we all do it together, you know, we can get the outcome that we want.
CJ mentioned how close you guys are, both on and off the pitch. Being in that environment within this club, what are maybe some of your favorite memories from the time you've spent there in Chester?
Well, there's a lot, you know, but I probably would say, you know, I kind of don't want to copy CJ here, but, you know, just going on away trips is a good one. But here in Chester, just trainings, and then, you know, just kind of after training, you just kind of do little shoot-arounds, or let's see who has the best touch, and all that. As well as, you know, special birthdays, we tend to do, we get a bunch of water, we make a tunnel, and we just kind of throw a bucket of water at each other. So that's probably one of the better memories here. There's a lot to choose from, but those are the ones I could, you know, think about on the top of my head.
I love it. Birthdays and trainings. Anyone who says trainings is definitely meant to be a soccer player. All right, David, as you think about your future and all that you hope to achieve, how do you feel like MLS Next Pro can help you achieve some of those goals?
Oh, well, no, MLS Next Pro is going to help me. You know, the league is just like one step below the professional level. It's still professional level, but it's also people that are trying to reach that pro level. So they're going to give it all they got. So for me, it's just kind of like they're kind of pushing me to get to that next level. So it's just going out there and just working as best as I can.
We're excited to see you get to that next level, David. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you for having me.
Dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco, como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, pon la mano en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size.
So I like this. Cream on cream. The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
Messi!
La pelota para que llegue.
Contact and a shot
¡Mamita querida, qué golazo!
Magnifique frappe! Really, really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol.
Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Al frente. Servicio. El tiro.
Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Amor al gol. Parte externa va a definir Chicho.
Welcome back to Osceola Heritage Park in Kissimmee, Florida. Second half is about to get started between Orlando City B and Carolina Core FC. Justin Galanti, our entire crew, glad you're with us tonight. Let's take a look back at the highlights from the first half. How did we get to this point? Well, early on, pretty good scoring chances on both sides in the second meeting of this season between OCB and Carolina Core. Both goalkeepers, though, were equal to the task. Jacob Evans was stopped here by Carlos Mercado. Back the other way, Alex Sutton has to make a pretty good save here against Yair Valencia. And we remained 0-0 for the longest time, thanks to the work of both defenses. Shaq Muhammad trying to set up Wilfredo Rivera here, but once again, it was Sutton equal to the task. But finally, a few minutes into first half stoppage time, a loose ball in front found the right foot of Shaq Muhammad, who scored his team-leading 7th goal of the season and gave OCB the 1-0 edge headed into halftime. Stats were pretty close in the first half. 7-6 shots advantage for OCB, 2 more shots on target as well. Each side had 7 fouls, and the only 2 bookings on the side of Carolina Core in that first half. So, second half will hopefully be just as good as the first. And as we get set to get going, it sounds like a couple subs have been made at halftime, and we'll get you those momentarily.
He's replaced by number 99, Araya Miller.
So here we go, as Carolina looks for a 3rd consecutive result. They've picked up 5 points in their last 2 matches, and meanwhile OCB has earned results in 3 matches in a row, but is still searching to get out of this stretch of 3 consecutive 2-2 ties. You see Canete came off, and Derek Cuevas came on in the halftime break. And then Arya Miller came on for Aguas as well for Roy Lassiter. For Cuevas, it's his 10th appearance of the season, just the 2nd time he's come off the bench. For Miller, his 3rd appearance, 18-year-old who came in from the Charlotte Academy. So Canete off and Aguas off. And a foul here against Orlando City. Kai Thomas plays this back to Sutton. 3 saves in the first half for Alex Sutton, and 2 on the other side for Carlos Mercado. Freeman will play this back to Mercado, who makes his 6th start of the season for OCB. The other matches going on, Columbus and Toronto played to a 2-2 tie. They are in a shootout right now. How about New York Red Bull at halftime up 4-1 over Atlanta? And New York City FC continue to lead Cincinnati 1-0. Again, Tacoma, Kansas City will be later on tonight. A foul here going against Orlando City as Rodriguez was dragged down. And the training staff has to come on here for Orlando City to check on, I believe, Kibanguchi there. Kibanguchi was the one whistled for the foul. Now he is the one down. See if we can see what happened there. Looked like he took some contact up high as he kind of threw the shoulder into Rodriguez, who quickly apologized for whatever role he played there. So Kibanguchi being worked on here. And you hope he's all right. 26-year-old was a first-round pick by Minnesota in the 2021 MLS Super Draft out of UC Davis. Joined the Orlando City organization last year. 28 games, 27 starts, 4 goals last season for OCB. And he has started all 13 matches he's played in this season. Kibanguchi made his debut with the Kenyan senior national team this past November in a World Cup qualifier. So big things happening for the 26-year-old who's a real veteran leader of this Orlando City B side. So Kibanguchi, good to see him up in an upright position. Let's take a look around MLS Next Pro and the schedule this week and the upcoming schedule in the middle of next week. North Texas a winner decisively on Wednesday night, but you see a little lower down, St. Louis also won on Saturday, so those two teams are tied atop the West right now. The Town and Austin each earned 3 points Friday night. Ventura County earned 2. Last night, Crown Legacy, Philadelphia, St. Louis, and Vancouver all winners. And Chicago earned 2 out of 3 points against Inter Miami 2. Some afternoon matches on Wednesday for you to digest. New England and Huntsville will play at 11 in the morning. And then Toronto and Chicago will play at 3 in the afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the yellow card has been issued to OCB's head coach, Manuel Goldberg.
So Manuel Goldberg, the head coach for OCB, has been shown a yellow here, presumably for protesting that last call from Elton Garcia. Kibanguchi, you see now with a wrap on his head, being helped over to the sideline and jogging off under his own power, which is great to see. But as we told you, the foul was actually on him. So a free kick is coming for Carolina. Jacob Evans will be the one to take this. 3 goals, 3 assists this year for the former UNC Wilmington player. Jacob Evans goes short with it, hits a man, and a save is made. Rebound trickling to the goal line just wide. The first stop made by Mercado, and then his back line helped him out. I think it was Shaq Muhammad who kept it out of the net. What a sequence. Genius play here. Completely uncovered was Cuevas. Great save And then Muhammad got in the way of the rebound. Rodriguez went full surrender. Cobra couldn't believe it. It does result in a corner, though, for Carolina. Evans sends this one on. Fairly good ball. OCB got the first touch to it. Muhammad again, loose in the area, and Taifi's able to clear it. Only as far as Cuevas, though. Jathan Juarez. On the wing, it's Evans now. Juarez gets it back from Cambindo. Juarez looking to make a cut to the middle and does, and that's well wide. So a good sequence for Carolina, but OCB survives it. Still ahead 1-0, and you see Kibanguchi back on the pitch. Great to see. So a goal kick for Carlos Mercado, who now has 3 saves tonight. Kai Thomas will let Sutton play this. Thomas comes from a soccer family. His mom actually played college soccer here in Florida at FIU. And his dad, of course, played for the Jamaican men's national team. So Thomas grew up with it in his blood, and now in his 3rd full season as a starter in his 2nd MLS organization after playing with FC Cincinnati too. John Solis earns a throw here for OCB. And Solis walking a bit ginger. Gusky couldn't quite control it. Evans flicks it ahead. Rodriguez leaves it down there for Cuevas. He's playing for the FC Barcelona U20 side in Spain and came over to sign with Carolina. Did Derek Cuevas. Nearly had his first goal just moments ago. Sutton plays this to Thomas. Santiago Cambindo now. Trying to send it ahead for Rodriguez. Freeman and him go after it. And Rodriguez came away with it. Hard challenge and a foul and a yellow immediately shown to Alexander Freeman. Good work again by Joshua Rodriguez for Carolina Core. Rodriguez has won a couple of balls tonight you didn't think he had a chance at. Maybe a bit of frustration here from Freeman.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to OCB number 30, Alex Freeman, in the 55th minute.
So that's the first booking for an Orlando City player tonight. Remember, Manuel Goldberg was booked to the head coach just a few minutes ago. So Jacob Evans will take this free kick just north of 10 minutes gone in half number 2. Evans has had some strong services on the night. Bending ball comes in, headed away from trouble. And a throw for Carolina now. Juarez back for Alenga Charles. If you're just joining us, it's the second meeting of the season between Carolina and Orlando. They played to a tie back on June 7th, and then OCB earned the extra point in the shootout. That was the first of 3 consecutive ties for Orlando City by final scores of 2-2 coming into tonight. Here's Almaguer on the run. Shaq Muhammad. Easy save for Sutton. Not much on that shot from Yair Valencia. Fourth save of the night for Alex Sutton. Teams have combined for 9 shots on goal already. So good offensive rhythm to this game. Good move by Miller in the middle of the field. Now here is Diaz. Tried to find Rodriguez. Instead, it will be a corner as Kibinguchi sent it out. Jacob Evans flips to the other side this time. Swinging ball. Thomas tried to get ahead to it. It's loose for Rodriguez. He goes down in the area, and a penalty's been awarded. Rodriguez slow to get up as he's fouled just a few meters in front of goal, and a PK upcoming for Carolina Core. Rodriguez was taken down by, I believe, the player who was down on the field, which is Almaguer. Got his legs caught up. And an opportunity now for Carolina to equalize this match. Training staff will come on and check on Rodriguez. I think he had said he was okay, but Elton Garcia had already called the training staff on. So Rodriguez will have to come off. And we'll see who takes this penalty for Carolina. And now it looks like a yellow has been shown to one of the assistants for Orlando City. Remember, the head coach, Manuel Goldberg, already was shown a yellow. So 2 members of the coaching staff have been booked by Elton Garcia tonight. And it looks like it is going to be Ibrahim Covey, a 24-year-old defender, to take this penalty. Covey does not have a goal this season, but a golden chance to equalize. Approach the 1 hour mark. The focus shifts to Covey and Mercado. There's a lot of talk going on with Orlando City and Elton Garcia. So here we go. Ibrahim Covey puts it in the back of the net, and there's an equalizer for Carolina. The penalty earned by Joshua Rodriguez. And in the 60th minute, Covey on the PK makes this 1-1. First goal for Ibrahim Covey, and a very well taken penalty. Some here coming on for Orlando City. It'll be Fabian Loyola who will enter for Wilfredo Rivera. Loyola making his 12th appearance of the season, 19-year-old. Was signed as a homegrown player by Orlando City back in December of 2022. And Rodriguez awaits his opportunity to come back on for Carolina, now in a level match. Both these sides have multi-match point streaks coming in. We'll see if both or just one extend that tonight. Here's Freeman. Cross, mishit it. And a goal kick for Sutton. Fans, this portion of tonight's match is brought to you by your Central Florida Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional offers. Osceola Heritage Park in Kissimmee, the stage tonight A match level at 1 now between Orlando City B and Carolina Core FC. Justin Galanti, our entire outstanding crew, with you here on MLSNextPro.com. Final match on the road before Carolina Core heads home to play its next 5 matches and 12 of its last 15 at home. Roy Lassiter said, "We've learned how to fight on the road. We've learned how to get results on the road. We've learned how to win away from home." And they have come back from a goal down to equalize tonight. Gusky trying to keep this in, couldn't quite do it. A throw coming for Carolina. Free kick here for CCFC. Shots are 10-8, Carolina with the edge. And each team with 5 shots on goal. 4 saves for Sutton and Mercado each. Shaq Muhammad had the goal 3 minutes into first half stoppage time for OCB. Had that one knocked away from him. Carlos Mario Diaz now for Sutton. Miller played it ahead. And now it's the goal scorer, Covey. His goal on the PK in the 60th minute made this 1-1. And it's another match where Carolina Core has come back after conceding early. Or at least conceding first. Rodriguez back on the pitch here. Joshua Rodriguez against Kibinguchi. Ball stuck there right on the end line. Rodriguez comes away with it. Cambindo. Alenga Charles to the far side with it. Diaz sends it on, and it comes all the way through. Jathan Juarez in the corner, and it's knocked away from him by Fabian Loyola. It'll be a throw for Carolina here. Elton Garcia directs Jathan Juarez a bit further into the corner. Now gets the thumbs up. Whistle here, offside against Carolina. New York Red Bull continue to lead Atlanta 4-1. Cincinnati and New York City now level at 1. And Columbus earned the extra point in the shootout against Toronto. So 2 points at home tonight for Crew 2. It's interesting how tight the middle of the Eastern Conference is. Orlando is in 10th at the moment, sitting on 21 points, but a win tonight would jump them all the way into a tie for 6th potentially, depending on other results. Columbus with the 2 points tonight is on 24 points now, which is 6 by themselves. Philadelphia continues to lead the way in the East with 35 points so far this year. 1 shy of the top mark in the entire league. Here is Loyola. Pace is picked up here in the second half after a couple early instances where the training staff was on. Solis fakes once. John Solis turning back. Still Solis on the ball, sends a cross through, goes over Sutton but cleared away. Now Rodriguez got around a man. Rodriguez is one-on-one with the keeper, and he finishes. Josh Rodriguez scores for the 4th consecutive match, and it's 2-1 Carolina.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carolina goal scored by number 13. Josh
Get that man some oxygen. It looked like a huge chance was coming for OCB. Solis sent this through. Sutton misjudged it, but this clear came out. Rodriguez got right around Thomas Williams, and all he had to do was beat Mercado, and it's a 4th straight match with a goal. And I'm not sure who he's calling, but he has good news to share with them. And down he goes. 4th of the season for Rodriguez. And Carolina have come back from a first half 1-0 deficit to go ahead 2-1. So now, as we get into the later stages of the match, OCB now decides, searching for an equalizer. And it's interesting, as we've told you a couple times, Rodriguez fouled here by Williams. Orlando has tied 3 consecutive matches by final scores of 2-2. And they're going to spend the next while searching for a tying goal to make the score tonight. 2-2. Here is Kai Thomas sending it ahead. Evans, good ball here. Campindo on it. Campindo ran into a couple defenders, gave it up, and not much on that pass from Derek Cuevas. OCB able to clear. Mercado falls on this one. Freeman to the middle. Here come Orlando City. Long ball ahead, Valencia. First to it, chips it, and it's stopped by Sutton. Tried to catch him off his line, but Sutton with strong hands once again makes a stop, his 5th of the night. We remain 2-1. If Carolina could hold on and get 3 points tonight, and presumably with Red Bull up 4-1 on Atlanta, Atlanta would pick up no points this evening. Then Carolina would jump Atlanta in the Eastern Conference table. A throw here for OCB. 20 minutes in stoppage time to go, and based on the way the first half, or I should say the second half started, with those couple players ending up down on the field for a few minutes, you'd expect significant stoppage time tonight. Still a ways to go until that, though. Foul here against Carolina as Solis was taken down. This is Freeman. Goes with the back heel. Able to connect with Almaguer. Fans, this portion of tonight's match is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. 2 goals in the second half for CCFC. A 2-1 lead on the road tonight against Orlando City B. The last couple times I talked with Roy Lassiter, He said it's coming together, it's coming together. And you can see it over these last couple weeks. A win at Chattanooga, 2 points at Huntsville, and now a 2-1 lead at Orlando. We'll go to a hydration break here in the 72nd minute on this warm night in Kissimmee. Player is down here for Carolina. So perhaps still a couple minutes actually away from the hydro break. Looks like some cramping. Lenga Charles and Arya Miller taking the opportunity to get hydrated, though. If you're just joining us, Shaq Muhammad scored for Orlando City B a few minutes into first half stoppage time to give OCB the lead, but Carolina Core have scored twice since halftime and have the lead. Sub here for Carolina as Carlos Mario Diaz comes off.
Leading the game is number 17, Carlos Mario Diaz. He's replaced by number 77, Jonathan Rosales.
Rosales replaces Diaz, who had a good night. Just the third appearance for Jonathan Bazeas on the season, 21-year-old who last played for Albion San Diego of the National Independent Soccer Association. Carolina has a number of players that were playing in that league prior to joining the club. Alex Sutton, the goalkeeper, one of them was playing for the Maryland Bobcats, as we mentioned earlier. Here is Kai Thomas. Miller ahead with it. Good ball for Cuevas. Cuevas rips it. Stopped by Mercado. So now 5 saves tonight for Juan Carlos Mercado. And 4 on the other side for Alex Sutton. Both goalkeepers have been strong this evening. Here is Almaguer. Gusky works his way through the middle of the field, the MLS Next All-Star. Loyola. Talked with Manuel Goldberg about Loyola, who had a scary end of last season when he had to undergo surgery to remove a blood clot in his arm. That was in August. And Manuel Goldberg said he's back to full health, which is great to see. Loyola makes his run through, and he has won. No, he is not. The last touch was off his leg, so a goal kick coming. A good run from Loyola, but nothing comes of it. And now we will have that hydration break.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, due to the high temperatures at tonight's match.
So 2-1 our score. Let's take a peek at how we got here. Looked like we would get to halftime in a 0-0 match, but Orlando City B had other ideas. Yailer Valencia found some space, sent one to the middle, loose ball in front, and that's easy for Shaq Muhammad, team leading 7th of the season. Then, in the second half, about 15 minutes in, a penalty in the area off this corner as Josh Rodriguez was tripped up. PK taken by Ibrahim Kovi. He's able to beat Mercado and equalize the match at 1-1. Less than 8 minutes later, looked like OCB was about to create a chance, and instead, this was created the other way. Joshua Rodriguez, one-on-one with Mercado, and Rodriguez makes no mistake. His 4th goal in the last 4 matches, and a 2-1 lead for Carolina Core as we've hit our second half hydro break. Scores remain the same elsewhere. in the 7 Eastern matches. 4-1, New York Red Bull lead Atlanta. And 1-1, a level score between New York City and Cincinnati. Tacoma and Sporting Kansas City will start in about 80 minutes to wrap up the match week. Both these teams will be at home next time they take the pitch. Carolina will play Crown Legacy next Saturday, and Orlando City will play its in-state rival Inter Miami 2 next Sunday night. So despite the fact that we're in the 78th minute, when you add the hydro break and the other stoppages, you would think we still have quite a ways to go here tonight. Plenty of time for Orlando to find an equalizer or Carolina to extend its advantage. A throw coming here for Jonathan Bazeas. Just came on as a sub prior to the hydro break. Four subs used by Roy Lassiter so far this evening. On the other side, just one for Manuel Goldberg. So you would expect more coming soon for Orlando City. Free kick now for Carolina. Sent into the area, bounces through. Freeman puts a stop to it. Williams sends it ahead. OCB looking to move forward. Fabian Loyola, and it will be a throw. And it looks like now we will have a pair of subs for OCB.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 substitutions for
It'll be
OCB.
Tahir Reed Brown and Majed Abdullah entering for Orlando City.
He's replaced by number 29, Tahir Reed Brown.
So Reed Brown replaces Alexander Freeman. And we'll see who Abdullah is coming on for. Looks like Almaguer will leave. So now 3 subs used by Manuel Goldberg. Abdullah making his 6th appearance of the season, and likely one of his last, as he'll be headed to play at Wake Forest this fall. And for Reed Brown, this is also his 6th appearance of the year. Signed a homegrown deal with Orlando City back in January. Played with the U17 U.S. men's national team at the World Cup in 2023. So a very exciting young player. Dangerous moment there for Mercado, but he was able to clear it. A throw coming for Carolina as we're into the 81st minute. Jathan Juarez. Evans gave it along. Throw now for Carolina. 20 combined shots in the match, 12 for Carolina, 8 for OCB. A 7-5 edge in shots on target for the team that leads 2-1. Joshua Rodriguez's goal in the 67th minute is the difference at the moment. Cuevas tried to play it out wide, and it will be a throw, as Valencia had to put a head to it. And it goes out of bounds. It's been a solid run of form for both sides coming in. And right now it is Carolina with the opportunity to make this a stretch of 3 matches in which they pick up 8 of a possible 9 points. That would be the case if they can hold on this evening. Here's Ibrahim Covey for Kai Thomas. Cambino and Thomas go back and forth. Cambino a cut to the middle. Poked away from him. Ibrahim Covey once again. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Body Armor. Reach for real. Body Armor offers real hydration with no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. 2-1 Carolina on top here tonight at Osceola Heritage Park. Second of 3 meetings in this regular season between OCB and CCFC. The third and final will be at Carolina on August 3rd, so just under a month from now. Here is Kai Thomas. And Thomas plays it back to Sutton. 4 saves tonight for Alex Sutton. 5 on the other side for Mercado. Throw here for Carolina. Carolina have successfully slowed the pace a bit here. Starting to make things a little difficult on Orlando City as they try and create some chances late in this match. Feels like we have gone on hyperspeed from the goal that broke the tie here to the 85th minute. Fabian Loyola. Now Solis. Loyola once again. Comes back to Gusky. To here Reed Brown. A good move here. Played to the middle and just unable to get to it was Shaq Muhammad. Again though, it's Yair Valencia creating dangerous moments. Kibanguchi. John Solis. And now it's Loyola again. OCB have not lost since June 2nd. 3 consecutive ties. 5 points in that stretch. But they are in danger at home tonight. Clear foul there and a clear yellow as Valencia just put his arms around Jacob Evans. 86 minutes gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to OCB number 66, Yair Valencia, in the 86th minute.
So the free kick coming now. very good job so far, kind of taking the air out of this match by Carolina since scoring the go-ahead goal. Taifi in for Kibinguchi. Good to see that he's been able to go the rest of the way after being shaken up earlier. That's why he has the wrap on his head. Here is Gusky. To the middle now. John Solis again. The veteran making his 43rd start with Orlando City B tonight. Solis for Fabian Loyola. Carolina sticking to its principles defensively. That is what Roy Lassiter wanted to see. He said, when we stick to our system, we are really good. Here is Kibinguchi. Colin Gusky. Thomas Williams ahead with it. There's nowhere to go for Orlando City here. And the last touch was from Valencia, so a throw coming for Carolina. So a throw now for Carolina. And the referee, Elton Garcia, is saying, let's go. Rodriguez kind of took a break there to get some water. And the throw took an extra moment. Gusky intercepted the pass, plays it ahead for Valencia. Shaq Mohammed's cross. And it's a corner coming for Orlando City B. So the first dangerous moment in a while for Orlando City. And it results in a corner. It was played short. Bounces off a couple bodies, comes down to Williams. Loyola ahead with it. We're in the 90th minute. And a good step there by Bazeas, and it's cleared down by Carolina. And they're able to handle that moment and retain the lead. Carlos Mercado. Reed Brown couldn't quite connect. Who's this throw for? It'll be for Orlando City. Would expect a fairly significant number from the fourth official. It'll be 6 minutes of stoppage time.
There will be a minimum of 6 minutes of added time.
It'll be a goal kick for Sutton after this sub, where Yekason Suba will come in for Joshua Rodriguez. Rodriguez's goal stands as the winner at the moment. Suba will make his 9th appearance of the season. 3rd season for him in MLS Next Pro, 3rd different team. Last year, 21 appearances and 3 goals with LAFC 2. And the year before, played 16 matches with Real Monarchs. Sutton sends this away. Evans back. Alenga Charles. Bazeas. Carolina have scored twice since halftime. Covey in the PK on the 60th minute. And Rodriguez in the 67th. This will be a goal kick for Mercado. Already 90 seconds into stoppage time. Remember, Orlando City scored in stoppage time in the first half. In their last match against Atlanta, OCB was trailing 2-1, and then Loyola scored 5 minutes into stoppage time in the second half to earn Orlando City the tie that night. And eventually an extra point in the shootout as well. Alenga Charles and Solis got wrapped up there. Certainly a yellow for Alenga Charles, and Solis didn't really like the physicality. You can understand why. More of a wrestling maneuver than one you see in this sport. So that's 3 yellow cards shown to Carolina tonight. On the other side, 2 have been shown to Orlando City players and 2 have been shown to members of the coaching staff. A free kick coming, Solis will take it. Every opportunity so important in the late stages. Solis. Williams got to head to it, and it's cleared away. Loyola being pressured by Evans. Fabian Loyola gets around a couple of defenders, and finally the ball's taken from him. He thought he was held up, made an appeal for a whistle, but there was none. And now Taifi commits a foul. And then Taifi and Evans come together, and a yellow is shown to Taifi. And Cambindo has something to say to him. Elton Garcia trying to keep things calm late in this match, and Cambindo didn't stop, so now he is shown a yellow. Evans also got, or is getting subbed off here for Jesus Orihuela. Take another look at this entire last sequence that led to a couple of yellows. Now you would certainly think we'll go past the 6 minutes of stoppage time, but still not a ton for Orlando City to work with. For Jesus Orihuela, his 9th appearance of the season. Here is Yakison Suba, collides with Kiminguchi, and no whistle, we play on. Both players just going for the ball there. Here's Kiminguchi moving forward. Some desperation here for Orlando City. Shaq Muhammad leaves it off for Valencia. Muhammad got tugged, free kick. How many more chances will Orlando City have this evening? Solis looking for his best service of this night. Ball comes on, flicked towards the net and cleared away. Well handled again by Carolina. And now it is up to the discretion of Elton Garcia. Jathan Juarez moves it ahead. Yakison Suba into the corner with it. He got thrown down, but it's a play on. You would think still a minute or two more for Orlando City here. Trying to find an equalizer in the final moments. Taifi played it ahead. We play on. Kiminguchi, and now what? The foul was called. So Elton Garcia was allowing OCB to play the advantage, I believe, unless this is a foul on the other side. And perhaps the flag was up. Offside was the call. So now Sutton will send this away. We'll see if there are any further actions this evening. And there's your final whistle. Carolina Core come on the road and defeat Orlando City 2-1. Now let's take a look at tonight's man of the match presented by Adidas. And with his winning goal in the 67th minute, Joshua Rodriguez from Carolina Core FC is tonight's man of the match presented by Adidas. Now goals in 4 consecutive matches for Joshua Rodriguez. So Carolina with the win up to 16 points, now 3-7-4 on the season. Orlando City B remain on 21 points, a 4-5-6 mark for them. So glad you could be with us tonight. Once again, your final score, Carolina 2, Orlando 1. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Justin Galanti saying goodnight. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. We wish you a pleasant good evening from Kissimmee. Carolina, a 2-1 winner over Orlando City B on the road.
Broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.